Hi, so today we're going to be talking about the introduction to fractions and mixed numbers. Now, you may have remembered a lot of this from middle school, elementary school, and high school, but it's good to have a reminder every now and then. So, there's a few basic rules of fractions. We'll be talking about a couple. So, the first is when you have a fraction and you want to add or subtract that fraction, the denominators have to be the same. And a way to get the denominators to be the same is to find the lowest common denominator. In this case, it's going to be 12 because 4 goes into 12 3 times and 3 goes into 12 4 times. If it was something like 3/4 and 4/16, you could change this 3/4 into 16 and not have to worry about this side at all. But basically, all you want to do is get the denominator, to equal the same thing. So to do that, we can take 3/4 and times it by 3/3. The reason why we're allowed to do this without messing with any of the other sides or any of the other numbers is because 3/3 equals 1. And you can times anything times 1 is itself. So we're allowed to do this. It doesn't change what the fraction is. It just changes how the fraction looks. So this is going to give us 9/12, and then plus 2/3. We'll times this by 4/4. When you're timesing fractions, you go straight across. So 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 3 equals 12. In this case, it'll be 2 times 4 equals 8, and 3 times 4 equals 12. And then when you add them together, you're going to get 9 plus 8, which is 15. 17, my bad. 17/12, which is going to be our final answer because it does not simplify anymore. When you are multiplying, you don't need to worry about anything like that. You can have 3/4 times like 2/7, and you don't have to change it. You just have to multiply across, and that will give you your answer. Which is 6/4 times 7 is 28. There's also another thing that we can do. We can we can do cross multiplication and see which ones cancel out. So 2 goes into 4 twice. So we can cross this out and give this a 2 because, and then cross this out and give a 1 because we're dividing both by 2 basically, which will give us 3/14, which is the same as 6/28. It's just looking different. This is going to get you your using the cross multiplication method is going to give you your simplified form. When it comes to dividing fractions, what we can do is, let's stick with our 3/4 and our 2/3. 3/4 divided by 2/3. When it comes to fractions, you can, to be able to divide fractions by fractions, what you can do is you keep the first number, like 3/4, and then you change the division sign into multiplication, and you get the reciprocal of the second number, which basically, in easy terms, is you flip them upside down. So instead of 2 being the numerator and 3 being the denominator in this one, we have 3 being the numerator and 2 being the denominator, or the bottom in this one. And then we can multiply straight across. And these don't go into each other, so it's already going to be simplified. So 9/8. When you have fractions that are like 9/8, we know that 8/8 is 1. So 9/8 is going to be 1 plus 1/8, right? Because 9 goes into 8. 8 goes into 9 once, and it has 1 left over, so we'll keep the 1/8. If you have a more complicated fraction where you don't know the answer like that immediately, like 276 divided by, let's say, also 6. What we can do is we can take our 6 and do long division, so 276. 2 does not go into 6. 6 does not go into 2. So then we move on and incorporate the 7. 6 goes into 27 4 times, which will give you 24. because 4 times 6 is 24. And then you'll have an extra 3. And then you can bring this 6 down, giving you 36, which 6 goes into 36 6 times. So there's our whole number would be 46. 46 is equal to 276 divided by 6. If there was a remainder, like if it was 277, we keep this 6, which would be 37 minus 36 equals 1. And we'll take this 1 and divide it by 6 because that's our remainder. So, yeah. With that in mind, we can go over to our first problem, which asks us to find 1/9 of 4/9. At this point in the video, we'll just be doing example problems. If you only were here for an explanation, then that was it. So anyway, 1/9 of 4/9. When there's an of, it basically means multiplication. So 1/9 times 4/9, which will give us 4, and then you also multiply across with the bottom, 4/81. It doesn't really say anything really nicely, like it doesn't fit nicely. We know that it's not going to be even, so 81 is not going to, 4 is not going to fit in 81. So yeah, it'd be 4/81s. It's already simplified. The next would be, if you have $10 and spend $7 on baseball tickets, what fraction of your money did you spend? Well, you had $10, right? And you spent 7. You didn't spend all of your money. If you had spent more money than you had, then it would have been 10 over 7, but it doesn't really work like that because then you'd have $7 and you spent 10. Basically, you didn't spend all of your money. You spent 7/10 of your money. 7 on top, 10 on the bottom. These ones are a little bit trickier to understand. If you think about it logically, we know that you didn't spend all your money, so it's going to be less than 1. My bad, 1 second. Less than 1. Our number is going to be less than 1 because you didn't spend all your money. So that's one clue. And then just reading the rest of the problem can sort of give you that. And this one is asking us to reduce the fraction to lowest terms. We can look at this and think of a few things. So what are some things that fit into 33? 11, 3. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't think anything else fits into 33 except for 11 and, yeah. Yeah, so just 11 and 3, and then for 26, hold on. 3 does not go into 26 neatly, and 11 does not go into 26 neatly. So this actually should be in lowest terms. I think that in Hawks, you will have a button that says it's already in lowest terms, but I'm not sure. If it doesn't, you can just do 20, you can just write the same thing. This next one is change the following improper fraction to a mixed number with the fraction part reduced to lowest terms. It's the same kind of idea with the lowest terms. We know that 2, the easy part with this is we can look at these, and if they're both even, we know that 2 fits into them. So if we divide them both by 2, we get 10/3. And that doesn't really go in, 3 does not go into 10. So this is going to be our improper fraction with lowest terms. Improper fractions are when it is written as just one fraction. Proper fractions are when it is like 3 and, or not proper fractions, sorry. Mixed numbers are like 3 and like, well, that's not the, well, yeah, 3 and 1/3. So 10/3. To figure that out, we can do 3 divided by, 10 divided by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 times, and gives us 9. So 3 and a remainder of 1, which we can divide by 3. So 3 and 1/3 is going to be our mixed number with the fraction part reduced to lowest terms. This one is asking us to raise the following fraction to higher terms as indicated. Basically what it's saying is we want to make it equal to this. To have it be equal, we want this bottom to be the same as this, right? This is just basically guess and check at this point. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So if we times this side by 5 over 5, which equals to 1, so it's legal, we can do 5 times 1 over 15, because 5 times 3 is 15. So the question mark would equal 5. It's asking us to find that question mark. And since we had it to 15, we can look at the other side, and yeah, it's going to be 5. This next example is asking us to change the following mixed number into an improper fraction and reduce if possible. For changing mixed numbers into improper fractions, what we can do is times the bottom by the top, because we know that 10 over 10, anything divided by itself is equal to 1. And if we have two ones, it'll be 10 over 10 plus 10 over 10, basically, right? Because that is equal to 2. And then, so we have 10 over 10 plus 10 over 10 plus 7 over 10, which will give us 27 over 10. A quicker way to do this, rather than writing it out, is you basically just times the whole number with the denominator, and then add whatever result you get from that to the top number. So 2 times 10 is 20, plus 7 is 27 over 10, which is our answer. And this last one, I thought this was interesting, but it's also, it looks a little tricky at first, but when you read it, it is pretty simple. Write a fraction that represents the parts shaded by the indicated, shaded red in the figure shown below. So what we can do first is count how many pieces there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our denominator is going to equal 9 because there are 9 pieces. We know that there are 8 red pieces because there's 1 white piece and that can't be red. So it's going to be 8 over 9. If you want, you could also count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, and then do that. But basically 8 out of 9 are shaded. Yeah, hopefully that was a good explanation. I know I've been talking quicker. I just don't want the videos to be like 12 hours long. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Have a good one. See ya.